This year has been I really got lost with my life and my career. I didn't book anything this year. It was just really hard.
1, 2, 3, let's switch this up.
Hello, my little honeys. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Anastasia, also known as your favorite social media girl. I'm an actor based here in Toronto. I make videos about self-love, body positivity, acting, of course, and occasional vlogs. If you haven't done so already, please, I'm asking you, please subscribe. I'm trying to make it to 500 subscribers before the end of this year. I think I'm at roughly about 25 subscribers away. I just really want to get to 500. It's like a very big goal that I have for myself. Yeah, speaking of goals, that's what we're gonna be talking about. But before that, don't forget to hit the notification button so you know every single time that I oh my God, every single time that I post, which is on Fridays. We're gonna talk about work, we're gonna talk about life, we're gonna talk about this whole entire year, we're gonna talk about everything that I sort of went through, everything that's been sort of going on, where I'm at, where I want to move forward, where I even see my channel moving forward, like all of this kind of stuff. This year has been this year has been crazy. Let's just say, not even a bit. This year has been insane. I've had a lot more emotional waves and dealt with a lot more. I have had a lot more of a struggle, a lot of learning I did, and a lot of lessons come to me that some of them I wanted to see and some of them I did not want to accept, so it's a bit of a mix. Basically, this is going to be my last video for the year of 2023, and I want to give myself a proper break the way I should. My mother is calling me. 1 second, everybody. Mom, extra large pizza I think is 10 slices, and a large pizza is I think 8 slices. No, just ask Mom, when you call them to order the pizza, just say how many slices is extra large and how many slices is 10. I want to be with my family. I want to take a break for myself. I just sort of want to kind of take myself out completely from making content and just really focus on just breathing, taking a break, doing whatever I want to do, and not having to worry that I have to have deadlines that I have to submit, do that and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, what better way to end a video by recapping everything for an entire year and just sort of kind of talking about where I want to move forward and how I feel about the year. This is actually one of the most influential years I've had in probably a very long time. And a lot of the stuff that I actually planned on happening in this year, probably only 10% of these things happened. So it's kind of interesting where kind of the year took. So I'm gonna get started. What happened this year? Lots of stuff. The number one biggest thing is obviously the war in Ukraine, the invasion, and that was something where I never thought in a million years we would be in that position. When I was in Ukraine in the beginning of the year, I went to meet my partner's parents and his family, and people were already afraid for us to go there because of how things politically were getting. But I personally never thought in a million years that things were actually going to get to the point that they are now. And when we were there, we came back 2 weeks before the actual invasion started. So it was a bit of a whirlwind of emotions for me and obviously for Makita, my boyfriend as well. There was days where I was severely depressed, and I was also severely depressed for my relatives that were there and for my partner's family, and just exhausted and frustrated and angry. And I felt a type of anger that I cannot explain. It's something that I'm not proud to feel. I felt like I wanted to take it out on something, and I've never been in that stage before, and it's scary to be there. But I think when you're put into a very high stakes situation, I believe the same thing will happen to you as well. The war took a really big part of me, and it took even a more bigger part out of my partner and out of my parents. And I think seeing my family members grieve and see him grieve, it was just really hard because you're trying to process your own emotions and you don't really know how to do that. So it was just really difficult to watch that. And so I feel like the war has severely impacted me. And not only that, but just my perspective on life and perspective on people. So that was a big thing. I changed my job 4 times, like my serving job. I've been working at the Shangri-La Hotel in Toronto here for 4 years. And I left in April because of a lot of the harassment and the bullying that was going on. And structurally, things were not working. I went to this Italian restaurant called Sophia, and that was the worst 8 days of my life. And I left after 8 days. And then after that, I took 3 months off because I felt like with serving, I've had such a bad relationship. And I felt like I have been dating like a bad boyfriend, essentially, that I was like, I need to take a break. I need to step back and I need to be honest with myself of what's going on. I have an unhealthy relationship with serving, and I need to have a healthy one. And if that's what I need to do, then that's what I need to do. And so basically I took that time, and I'm excited and happy that I did. Changing the 4 jobs was difficult because after taking 3 months off, I lost a lot of money financially. Living in Toronto is expensive. And I had to make a decision now to come back to Shangri-La, which was really difficult for me. And I had a lot of feelings about it. There are things that have changed there, which is great. There's a lot of things that are really screwed up there and that kill me on a daily basis. I feel like I put a lot of my own focus into the changing of the jobs and not a lot of focus into my creativity as much as I wanted to. So I think moving forward now, I need to get back into knowing that this is not my forever job. This is a part-time thing. And I need to really set a boundary with that work and be able to say no is no, and that's it. I'm not a yes girl, and I will never be a yes girl ever again. Financially, it was a little bit of a struggle. I cried a lot. I think I had the most times that I cried on my videos was this year. I learned a lot of things about myself when I'm in really high stakes situations. I had the most lessons, and there was a lot of lessons that I just was like, I hate this and I don't want it right now, but I do feel that it is what's going to help me. It's not what I want, it's what I need, and the universe will always know that much better than you do. My second question that I asked for myself is what I accomplished this year and what I didn't accomplish this year. So I'm going to talk about what I didn't accomplish this year first. I really got lost with my life and my career. I didn't book anything this year, which I wanted to, and I'm feeling defeated about myself because I thought I would. And I really got into my head of thinking, like, is it me? Am I not good enough? Am I not pretty enough? Am I not a good enough actor? And that was really difficult to go through those emotions because I haven't been down that route in a really long time. I went through a period where I did an audition for 8 weeks as well, which was really difficult. I didn't do well in a couple of self-tapes, and I was disappointed in myself that I allowed myself to get to that. And I felt like I got too involved in what I what I didn't book, instead of focusing on what the auditions should be. And that was an interesting battle to have within myself. And I think as an actor, you're always gonna have this battle. I felt out of touch with my self-care and my self-love. I used to do the body positivity and the self-love all the time. I then sort of stopped my self-care a little bit. Like I stopped doing my fun masks. I stopped doing my washing my face every day, taking baths, reading books. Like I really let go of all of that. I didn't meditate as much. I didn't journal as much. So I felt really kind of disappointed in myself in that sense that I allowed my anxiety of my serving jobs and getting lost in my career. I wish I turned more into the meditating and journaling and into the self-care and loving myself more. Instead, I completely turned away from it. So it was an interesting, I don't want anything to do with that sort of stuff. The good things that I did accomplish though is I got a lot more auditions and I got bigger auditions. I was seen by casting directors this year that I was surprised to be seen by. They were top casting directors. So I was reluctantly really surprisingly surprised, and it was nice to see that and do my work. And I do believe I did really good work for them, so I'm proud of that, and I am really hoping to continue doing that more. I started an acting class, and I'm happy that I really started an acting class because I've been missing doing one. And the acting class really helps me stay grounded. It really motivates me and it keeps me in check, in aligned. I grew so much as an actor. I matured so much. And this is a big, big, big thank you to Jeff Clark, my acting coach. And I would call him my mentor because he's helped me with so many of my self-tapes endlessly. So I really do have a lot of respect for him and what he's helped me with and what he's done. So big shout out goes to him in this video for that. And I'm really happy that I also found a coach that I really connect with. I manifested finding a coach that I could call up anytime and be like, hey, can you help me with a self-tape? And he's always there for that. And he's always there to help. And he's always there for a chat and all this kind of stuff. And so I'm really happy that I got to find that, because that's not an easy thing to find, and it took me a while to find a teacher that I'm comfortable with, especially what I went through after theater school. I get very weird around teachers, and I get very kind of triggered around teachers, but he has never triggered me, and he's always made me feel so safe and so normal, and has always helped me move forward. Yeah, just amazing. So I really am thankful for having a great relationship with him and being able to call him my coach and my mentor. I got to go to Ukraine in the time of war. I got to raise $30,000 with my sister and I and her boyfriend Matthew. We started a charity, the Global Guardian Foundation. Obviously, it's amazing that we started a charity, and it's amazing that we get to help people, but at the same time, we are so sad that this is happening to Ukraine and this is happening to our people. So it's kind of a weird situation where like one side is positive and happy for that, but the other side is like heartbreaking and negative and like never wants this to happen. Us raising $30,000 was extremely hard, and it was a huge thing for us, but at the same time, it sucks that we're doing this for Ukraine, because Ukraine is in this situation. So it's weird. It's a bit of a push-pull in that sense, but I never thought in a million years, ever in my entire life, that I would be going to a country that is in war and helping people. I'm not trying to sound like I'm selfish or anything like that. It's just not something that I felt like it was like an opportunity for me. And it sucks that the door opened with Ukraine to do that. But at the same time, it's an experience that I will always cherish and remember, and being there and talking to people and helping. It really humbled me. It really made me come back and just see life in a different perspective, like being with those kids, the orphans. And it's just, I don't know, it's really interesting. The whole thing was just eye-opening, and I'm very, very happy and thankful that we got to do this, and we will still do it in the new year. We'll have to go back to Ukraine again, but yes, if you still like to donate, you're more than welcome to Global Guardian Foundation. The link is down below. Third question that I ask for myself is, do I regret anything or wish I did differently this year? Regret is a word that I struggled with a lot in my personal life. I really regretted going to theater school for a really long time until I did my therapy and I healed. Then I felt different. This year, I don't want to regret it, but to be honest, I regret that I have worked at Shangri-La for this long, and I regret coming back to Shangri-La right now. The reason why I came back to Shangri-La, because the money is really good there, and I know the money is good. So that's sort of like my big regret in terms of, wishing things I did differently. Like, I wish I stood up for myself more. I wish I was honest and open about how I felt working there. I wish I didn't hold myself back. I wish I stood up to the two people that bullied me at work at Shangri-La for the reason why I left. I wish I told them honestly, like, you're bullies and you're mean, and don't talk to me like that. Don't speak to me that way. Don't treat me like that. I wish I was more straightforward with my emotions. And I wish I in terms of acting, I feel like I trusted myself less. And I feel like this year I really overthought my work and my work ethic and who I am as an actor, which I haven't done in a very long time. So I wish I did that differently. I wish I really didn't not doubt myself. What are the plans for next year? I want to completely rearrange my look, inside and outside. I've talked about it before, where I'm looking to cut my hair and dye and everything, and I'm leaning towards that. I want to also work on myself. Like I just said about my previous question, I want to trust myself more. I want to get out of the doubting and the self-sabotage, because that is such a bad monster to work with. My goal is to leave serving. And quite frankly, my first goal should be is I want to leave Shangri-La. I want to get into a place where I'm financially okay, that if I take a job where I make less money, I'm not going to be worried. That's something I'd like to do. So I'm working towards that. And I'm going to be looking for jobs outside of the serving field, more into the production side of things. I'm interested in doing UGC content. So it's user-generated content, where I work with brands and I'm essentially like their advertisement. I advertise their stuff and I get paid and all that kind of stuff. I want to get into that more. I have a lot of plans for my channel where I really enjoy interviews. I really enjoy doing interviews, and I want to go into that. I think I want to also have a podcast where people who can't necessarily listen or watch the video, they can also listen to it on a podcast and have a podcast. And like kind of go towards interviewing a lot of people. I'd like to have a studio. I'd like to have a studio where I can invite people for interviews, where I can go and film my YouTube videos. I don't mind filming it at my home, like it's fine, like I don't mind it, but I'd like to elevate that. Obviously that's gonna cost money, but that's something that I'm interested in elevating. So yeah, and I really want, oh God, I wanna book something. I want to book something so badly. It is a big, big, big thing that I have. Booking something is something that I really would like to have. And I want to book something where I'm really making an impact in the industry and I'm changing something in the industry. And I want to not be afraid of saying the truth. I felt like I held myself back a couple of times this year from being total truthful to people about how I feel about things. And I don't want to do that. Thank you for listening, honeys. And thank you for being here. And I'm going to start crying again. Sorry, it's been a rough week at work. And I just want to say thank you to all my subscribers that have joined me this year, for joining me in my journey, and to all of my old subscribers that have been with me since day one, to all my friends and family that have supported me and that have rooted for me to continue doing my channel. And to my mom. I really want to thank my mom for being my #1 supporter and for always watching my videos and liking them. And I can't believe I'm crying right now. Oh God. And I have really nice makeup on. Oh God. But yeah, I just want to thank my mom as well, because she was a huge part in helping me this year. But to my subscribers that have really helped me and just supported me and have been there for me and will be there, thank you for being on this journey. And I am so thankful and happy to be on this journey with you and to continue grow our little honeys community together. And I'm just so excited about that. Enjoy the holidays, whether you celebrate Christmas or not, or you celebrate something else or whatever. Happy New Year to all of you. Happy holidays to all of you. Stay warm wherever you are. Maybe you're watching from a warm country. I'm jealous, so get cold. I don't know if that's a normal thing to say, but I will say it, get cold. And I will see you all in the new year. Okay. I love you, love you, love you, honeys. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this entire year. Thank you for 2023. Did I say 2023 this entire video? 2023. 2023. I meant to be talking about 2022. Thank you for 2022. I'm an idiot. Thank you for 2022. Thank you for being here. And love you all, honeys. Bye, and see you next year. Ah!